Hello, I'm Taylor Ingram with CARE, a Chart Industries company, the world's leading manufacturer of respiratory equipment. We're here today to talk about the initial setup and operation of the AirSep VisionAire5 stationary concentrator. The AirSep VisionAire is a compact stationary concentrator that produces between 1 and 5 liters per minute of oxygen. The setup of the device is very simple. First thing you'll want to do is choose the proper location to put your VisionAire in. To properly locate the VisionAire, you want to make sure there's at least 12 inches or 1 foot of space on all sides of the VisionAire. This allows airflow to come into the unit and the exhaust to exit the unit. Airflow actually comes in through the handles on the side, and the exhaust exits through the bottom. So you want to pay particular attention to be sure that these areas are not restrained or airflow restricted in any way. But as a general rule, 1 foot of space away from curtains, furniture, drapery, beds, anything like that, about 1 foot of space on all sides will keep the airflow good into the machine. Okay, now we'll go over the setup and installation of your oxygen delivery accessory and nasal cannula. Note that the outlet on the VisionAire is a barb that's designed to take the direct attachment of oxygen tubing or a nasal cannula. You can use tubing up to 50 foot long with the VisionAire and a nasal cannula in addition to that that's 7 feet long. If you're not going to be using a humidifier bottle, you'll simply take your oxygen tubing or cannula and attach it directly to the outlet barb. If you will be using a humidifier bottle, it's installed on the back. Note here the compartment and platform that the humidifier bottle will set in, and it's designed where it can hold either pre-filled humidifier bottles or the standard round humidifier bottles that the patient or caregiver will fill with water. For this demonstration, we'll use one of the bottles that are filled by the patient or caregiver. If you're using this type of bottle, you want to be sure that it's filled with water. Generally, distilled water is what's preferred, between the minimum and maximum levels that are indicated on the bottle. Each specific bottle, depending on the manufacturer you get it from, will have different lines, so you want to obey whatever markings are on that bottle and fill it between the min and max with water. You simply pull the Velcro strap out and install it in place. And again, you've got some square compartments here that will hold a pre-filled humidifier bottle as well. At this point, you then take your tubing adapter and install it on top of the bottle first, like so. Make sure that's secure, because if that's loose, you can get leaks, so make sure that's as hand tight as possible. And you'll take the other end of the adapter and come back to the front and install it on the outlet port. At this point, you're ready to attach your 50-foot tubing or your nasal cannula directly to the outlet of the humidifier bottle. So the last step for setup would be to provide power to the machine. It's a 2-prong electrical cord that you'll plug straight into an electrical outlet. Ideally, you'd want to use a direct wall outlet and not drop cords or extension cords. Once that's plugged in, then you're ready to power up the machine. Now you're plugged in and ready to turn on your VisionAire concentrator. First, let's go over the control panel. Over here on this side, first you have the power button that you would obviously just push up in the on position in order to turn it on. Above that, you have the circuit breaker. If power is lost to the machine or interrupted, the circuit breaker, the white button there, will actually pop out. In order to reset it, you would push this button back in to restore power. Above that is the hour meter that shows the total number of accumulated hours the machine is run for. On the middle, below the cannula connection, you see all of our warning labels. Most important things as far as safety goes with this machine, we've already mentioned, obviously, make sure you have 1 foot of space on all sides for airflow, but also be sure that you don't smoke anywhere near the machine or anywhere near the nasal cannula or tubing or oxygen delivery accessories. It's important that you're not smoking or have any open flame or heat source in the room with either the machine or the cannula. And finally, over here on this side is the flow meter, which will show you how to adjust flow in just a minute to the patient's prescription. When you first turn the VisionAire on, note that you hear a 4-second beep. This is basically a check to be sure that the alarm system is working. It is normal for the machine to beep for 4 seconds continuously when first turned on. If you do have an O2 monitor or oxygen monitor device, which is optional on these machines, The yellow light for that is right here under the O2 with the bell symbol. That will stay lit up during warm-up of the machine and is normal. It should go off in about 4 minutes as well, maximum. Now let's zoom in and show you how to adjust the flow properly. So now you'll want to set your flow meter to the patient's prescribed liter per minute flow rate. Note that the flow meter on the VisionAire reads between 1 and 5 liters per minute. The orange ball there that you see indicates the liter per minute flow that's being delivered. Currently, the liter per minute flow is 2 liters per minute. You properly read the flow meter by observing the middle of the orange ball. As you can see, it splits the line at 2. There is a proper angle also to read the flow meter at. Note that the flow meter is cylinder in shape. There's a set of lines on the front and a set of lines on the back. You want to be at the proper viewing angle where those 2 sets of lines appear as one. To raise the flow up, you'll turn the meter counterclockwise. Let's raise it to 5. Again, note that we'll put the orange ball right in the middle of the hash for 5 liters per minute, and we'll read it in an angle where the lines on the front and the lines on the back appear as one. To lower the flow, turn the knob clockwise. We'll go back down to 2. Note that the flow meter knob is intuitive with the markings as to which direction increases flow and which direction decreases flow. Now we'll go over basic maintenance and care for the VisionAire. There is no scheduled preventative maintenance on this machine. Our advanced technology designed this to where, as you notice, there's no filter for the patient to change or the caregiver to have to wash. So there is no scheduled maintenance on this VisionAire. It's a maintenance-free unit. You will still want to take some steps in between patients to clean it off. First thing, always in between patients, you want to dispose of your cannula, humidifier bottle, or any other delivery accessories. Once you do that, you can clean and disinfect the outside of the VisionAire. First things first, before you clean, always make sure the device is unplugged. In order to clean, what you'll want to do is use either a mild household cleaner or a solution of soapy water. The best thing to do is put it in a spray bottle like this, but you want to be careful not to spray it actually on the VisionAire, because that allows it to get into the electrical components. The proper way to clean it is to spray it onto the cloth and then apply the cleaner with the cloth onto the outside of the VisionAire. And again, in order to clean, you'll want to use a soapy water solution or just a regular household cleaner. You can also disinfect if you choose to do so using the same procedure of applying to a cloth and cleaning with the cloth. If you disinfect, you'll generally want to use a common household disinfector or a bleach solution that's about 3/4 cups of bleach for every gallon of water is what we recommend. Once you completely clean it with your bleach solution, you'll want to rinse it off. So take another cloth with water and wipe all the bleach solution off so that it's completely gone and it's rinsed off. And then you'll take another cloth and dry it off. So again, there is no scheduled preventative maintenance on the VisionAire, but it is important to understand how the alarms work. The alarms on the VisionAire are designated and distinguished by a set number of beeps. Each specific alarm has a number of beeps that occur between 1 and 6, and it's very easy to tell on the machine what the number is. They space it out enough. So if you have 1 beep, that's a power loss. That would be if you have a power surge in a storm, if your cord comes disconnected, or something electrically wrong with your outlet. 2 beeps is for the oxygen monitor alarm, which would tell you that the oxygen percentage has dropped below 82%. This is only going to be on units that have the optional oxygen monitor. These units will also have this yellow light we showed you earlier on the top. Remember that it is normal for the yellow light to stay on for 4 minutes during the warm-up procedure, so it's not really a low O2 condition until warm-up is over. 3 beeps and 4 beeps are related to high and low pressure on the machine. If you get an alarm with 3 or 4 beeps, more than likely it would be time to have this unit serviced. 5 beeps is for high temperature. That would mean the machine's gotten too hot. If you get this alarm, a good thing to try is to just unplug it, let it cool off for a few minutes, and then plug it back in and start it again to see if it just got too hot in its environment. If it continues to overheat, then it would need to come back for service. And then 6 beeps is for no flow. This would be if you have a kink in the cannula, or a complete blockage of flow or restriction downstream. So that's something, if you get the 6 beeps, you would check a patient's cannula, check the humidifier bottle, and everywhere that you could completely block or restrict the flow. So a very easy alarm system to understand. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have questions, feel free to contact our technical support department at the number at the bottom of your screen. Have a great day.